and bizarre requirements for people in North Korea. Foreign movies and songs are not allowed. Watching foreign movies or even listening to foreign music can easily send North Korean citizens to jail. In 2015, North Korea's dictator Kim Jong-un had ordered the destruction of all possible cassette tapes and CDs that had state-prohibited songs to contain dissent. Watching American movies or distributing dirty movies can lead to capital punishment. There are just 3 channels on TV in North Korea, and all the content is controlled by the government. International calls aren't allowed. North Korean citizens cannot even make international calls as it's considered an offense there. According to reports, back in 2007, a North Korean factory boss had been executed by a firing squad in front of 150,000 people. After he was accused of making international calls on 13 phones that he had installed in a factory basement. Only government-approved haircuts. All men and women are only allowed to do one of 28 government-approved haircuts, 18 for women and 10 for the men. Any other hairstyles are prohibited. Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader, had introduced this law back in 2013 and did not even include his hairstyle on this list. Because he simply wanted to keep it unique, and absolutely no one can dare to ever copy his hairstyle. It is also assumed that married women have to wear shorter haircuts than unmarried women. The Bible is prohibited. In North Korea, the Bible is said to represent a symbol of Western culture and is therefore completely prohibited because it can supposedly transform people. One Christian woman who had reportedly been distributing the Bible was arrested and immediately executed. In 2014, Jeffrey Fowle, an American citizen touring North Korea, had been arrested and imprisoned for almost 5 months because he had forgotten the Bible in the restaurant bathroom of Chongjin Sailors Club. 3 Generation punishment. If anyone commits an offense in North Korea, not only will he or she be punished, but along with them, so will their grandparents, parents as well as children. This unbelievably terrible law was actually created to prevent people from escaping from prison. Prison camps in the country. It is believed that approximately 200,000 North Koreans live in these camps as they had been arrested for alleged political offenses. If a person commits a political offense, his entire family will be interned. If a prisoner somehow manages to escape, his entire family would be executed. Almost 40% of the prisoners in these concentration camps pass away from malnutrition. Most of them are sentenced to hard labor for relatively reasonable terms, but more often than not, they work till their end. Disloyalty can mean capital punishment. Falling asleep during a meeting with none other than Kim Jong-un is considered complete disloyalty to the leader and might also lead to capital punishment. According to reports, back in 2015, Hyun Yong-chol, North Korea's defense minister, had been gunned down by an anti-aircraft fire right in front of almost 100 people for behavior like falling asleep in the presence of Kim Jong-un. You're not allowed to leave the country. You might wonder why North Koreans, faced with such unbelievably dire laws, do not flee. And, the truth is, they can't. Any North Korean citizen is actually prohibited from ever leaving the country, and anyone who crosses the border without any official documents will just be shot by guards. The most severe punishment exists for only those who try to escape or hide from Kim's totalitarian rule. Tourists have strict rules. Any tourist who enters the country is very closely monitored by the North Korean government throughout their entire trip. Each tourist is then assigned a guide who will accompany him throughout the trip. If someone leaves their group or even tries to talk to a local, they will immediately be arrested. Along with this, Tourists are only taken to certain places and along very specific routes. No laptops or iPhones. No iPhones, TVs or even laptops from any of the aforementioned brands for North Koreans. The people of this country know surprisingly little about electronics as well as technology, as the government's isolation policy hides quite a lot.